Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last Helm Dev Weekly Developer Meeting, said Dev twice, of 2023. So, all right, thanks for joining us. We follow the CNCF guidelines, be nice, play nice. I know the Matts usually say it much better than I just did. But today, looking at the agenda, we always start with announcements and then discussion. Please put any topics into the meeting notes. I did put them into the Zoom chat. So first announcement, thank you, Karen. No meetings for the next 2 weeks, and the next meeting is on January 11th. Are there any other announcements that anybody would like to bring up? I guess there's the usual. All right, we'll move on into discussion. So Helm Maintainer Track Talk for KubeCon Paris is due December 31st, which is before the next time we all meet. Has there already been discussions? I missed some of the meetings. Have there been discussions already?
No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I just saw the email yesterday and I was like, oh, okay, sure, surface this. But then, yeah, everyone's kind of checked out already. I don't think anyone's talked about this either from what I know.
It would be amazing if we could actually talk about like Helm for some new things that are coming. Maybe we can. I think we should still submit a maintainer one, but if it's not anything new, it might. I don't know. What do you think, Karen?
What or like, is there a con that you're thinking of? Is the idea just that like if it's not anything new that I guess isn't worth doing or that people are gonna get mad? Yeah.
Well, we kind of said for the last 3 talks, hey, it's almost been very similar, I guess.
Yeah.
I would kind of agree with the sentiment. I mean, it was, my first presentation on the subject, but it did feel like kind of beating a dead horse to some extent. Saying,
I mean, you did great.
thank
So,
you. But yeah, it would be more exciting to present something new, definitely.
Yeah. All right, we'll start a Slack with Farina.
Is the question or okay, I guess is it more like is there going to be home for work done? Or is the question more, can we get something on that topic done in time? Because the other thing that's on the table is like, and this is like a slightly different activity. So it's not the maintainer track, but they also do like the contrib fest sessions. So that is usually, I think, a pre-day event where you can ask CNCF to give you like a room for a couple hours, and then it's kind of like a little hackathon session. So I don't know if, yeah, like, right, it's like, do we want to talk about it? Or is it, do we want to try and get people together, like actually into a room and yeah. So that isn't to say that it's either or. We can do, yeah, we can do both as an option as well. I think we haven't done this before, the contrib bus. But maybe it's time.
I think my concerns with the Contrib Fest are all the day 0 events, because now there's the platform engineering con, there's the backstage con. Like, would we be able to? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that during the rest of the call, and I will drop the notes in,
Okay.
like on timing. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So while Karen is doing that, George, maintainer review of this pull request. Let me pull it up. Introduce render with client provider. You want to talk about that really quick?
Yeah, so I think this was on the call last week. I reviewed it. I realized there probably should be a test included. But apart from that, I think this is a fairly straightforward change, which someone asked for. Was it you, Maston? I forget who Porridge is.
Yes, that was me.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you at least.
Yes, that was me.
Oh, sorry, I forget names and faces. So yeah, I mean, I probably should have said on the PR that we maybe should add a test. I don't know if there's any tests for the lookup function today because it previously was hard coded to talk to an API server. But yeah, if someone can take a look at that from maintainer, I don't know if anyone's on the call.
Who would
Spot on
be
that
the,
generally be needed.
who'd be the
Joe.
best person to look at that? Sorry, George.
Probably Scott or Matt, I would say. Maybe Joe.
Okay, we can ping them in the.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just going to bring it up as something to look at.
Yeah, I can add a test, but it will be probably next year because I'm out studying tomorrow.
Okay. Maybe we just wait for the test. It was a late thought, sorry.
So what was
oh, sorry.
What's the to do on that one? You're going to be out for a bit, so we'll try to get Scott or Matt or Joe to look at it before the next call.
That'd be great.
Or something like that. Okay, sounds good.
I have the next one too.
Go for it.
So again, people who care more about the technical details probably are interested in these. There's all these issues are basically the same thing that I've listed, and that when you pass now from the command line, it doesn't override, it doesn't remove the values from a subchart values. Which of it is that, and I think the overall behavior here is not entirely. Me and Scott spent a bunch of time discussing how values should work, especially with like import values, and it's kind of non-trivial. So I think we need to, well, at least my thought was I'm going to write down a bunch of examples with like the various values that can come from various sources. And then if we agree on the behavior of the examples producing output, then we can write these into test cases and they'll show hopefully where the code is broken. Because it's certainly a bug. But I just feel like just doing like one-off whacks is whacking the mole a little bit too much. So I think it's worth doing what I said. But I think maybe we can just move on because I'm not sure if anybody here, I think other people want features here rather than bugs. I have the next one, I guess. So go release. It will actually check like your API surface against to get so it'll like compare whether your like your basically your public API of a Go module has changed between Git branches and print warnings, whereas if it has, and given like every single PR someone has to do this manually, it's probably worth writing a GitHub action. I didn't know about this tool, and it's actually fairly old, but I think it got some recent updates, so maybe some bug fixes or something to make it more practically usable. So I might consider writing a GitHub action in my spare time to incorporate this. Anybody, I think this is more of a maintainer question. Well, Scott, Matt question as well. So maybe onto Michael's. PRs. Next item.
I'm pulling yours up right now. So improve Helm dependency update performance. This is an old one. Go ahead.
Yeah, the two of these are two PRs I've just been trying to get in for a while. I guess it's up on nearly a year now at this stage. Brought them up a couple of times, which is be great. I'd really like to get them into 3.14 if at all possible. So I guess we need a maintainer to look at them really, but if anyone can help out just to see if we can get them in for 314, it'd be really, really great.
I'm not sure why it wasn't in 313. Okay, I'm looking at the history right now. I mean, it says, okay. Thanks for bringing this up again, Michael. I mean, I feel like it's a broken record, so thank you for being so persistent.
Yeah, no, apologies to bring it up several times, but as I said, it would be great to get it in. They're open, coming on for a year. If they miss 314, they'll be over a year. So it would be great to get them over tonight if anyone has the time.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for your patience. Are you going to be in Paris? I mean, we saw you.
Hopefully, I hope to be. Yeah, I hope to be. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we'll ping them on that one too.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, and Karen said the Contrib Fest sessions are during KubeCon, not pre-day events. That might make it easier if people on this call are going to be in Paris. Would you be interested in doing a Helm Contrib Fest session?
How about we discuss on Slack? I still need to work out if I'm going to be in Paris. So,
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Do you want? How should we do the Slack? I guess. Do you want to just create a private channel about who might be presenting, kind of what we did last time, or?
Yeah. Or we could. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make sure both of yours, Michael. I'm just making sure I don't drop that. Okay, are there any other topics to bring up? Oh, Evans, thanks. That's awesome to hear that you'll be in Paris too. We need to, let's put those into the notes. Are you interested in a Contrib Fest or helping at the Helm booth?
So I'll be helping with some other booths, another booth there, but I'm happy to help where I can, but I'll be placed somewhere because I'll be with Replicated. Yeah, so in case, happy to help anyway, if need be.
Awesome, thank you.
Karen, are you, oh, she left. Is Karen going to be there? Sunny or Marcel, are you going to be at KubeCon?
No.
I'm still TBD, Karina. So if I'm going to be there, definitely would chip in to help.
Okay. All right, I captured it in the notes. That would be great. Okay. Is there anything else that anybody would like to bring up? Or if you're new to the call, would you like to introduce yourselves? Because I missed a couple, so if you've been here, I may have already missed you.
Yeah, we haven't met. I've been to, I think, 2 calls or so. Yeah, I'm Evans. What brought me here was Helm's OCI support, but in general, I'm also interested in Helm and supporting where I can. Yeah, and happy to be here and happy to meet you as well.
Well, we're definitely glad you're here. Thank you.
Awesome. I started with Helm around a year ago, so I'm reasonably familiar with getting started with helping with the project. So if you have any questions, just reach out.
Cool, will do.
Or just if you just want to say hello or ask anything.
Actually, yeah, maybe pointing me to, I guess, simpler things that I could jump into. There is one that came up in the last call. I think you're George, you're the one who brought it up, where we'd like to have test infrastructure around OCI registries, like having something run against an OCI registry.
Yeah, I meant to add that to the agenda. I forgot. Yeah, good remembering. Yes. I wouldn't say this is a simple, easy thing, but I think the project would generally enjoy being able to verify against OCI registries. Let me ping you on Slack and we can discuss maybe some options. In general, we should probably talk to Andy Block as well. He does a lot of OCI work from like specifications and kind of drove the OCI process. So yeah, let me start something on Slack to try and
So
get some sort of ideas of momentum going there. I think it's probably the best option.
we have the artifacts working group within Tag App Delivery that you may be interested in as well. So Andy is now a co-chair for that one. He was just bumped up. So
How is that? So that is that related to Helm in any way, or is it just a separate wing that's very specific to OCI?
So the artifacts working group is more looking at artifacts in general. And so the OCI specific to OCI implementation support within Helm is obviously specific to Helm. But if you're looking at OCI in general as well, you know, I was suggesting there's the artifacts working group as well as, you know, the OCI meetings, but Andy is involved in all of that. So he's definitely the person to talk to.
Cool. I think I met him last meeting. I think Andrew
Block.
Yes. I think I did last
Yeah.
meeting. Thanks.
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Sunil Ravipati. I go by Sunny. I've been to several KubeCons, KubeCon Amsterdam, KubeCon Chicago, and the previous KubeCons. And glad that you brought up Andy Block because I worked with Andy Block when I was at Anthem Advanced Health, leading the Zero Trust Working Group. So I co-chaired the Zero Trust Working Group with internal and external collaborators, working with Andy Block from Red Hat for almost a year for SPIFFY Spire support on OpenShift because Advanced Health is a customer of Red Hat. And and also been involved with the SPIFFY Spire specification, tag security, and we do a lot of deployments using Helm. So that got me interested to attend today's call, and hopefully I'll keep attending future calls as well, future meetings. I'm based in Santa Clara, California.
Well, thank you for being here also.
Yes, hello.
Nice meeting everyone. Thank you, Karina.
Thank you. And I feel like everybody knows Andy, so if you don't, you will. Yeah. Marcel, I know that we had your issue. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Marcin. I live in the south of Poland. I work at Red Hat currently. My main use of Helm is because I'm working on ACS, also previously known as StackRox, and that's a relatively complicated product which has a very complicated Helm chart that does a lot of tricky logic to make the user experience of installation as seamless as possible. And we also use Helm as a library in the Helm test tool that our team developed, which is used to test this chart in various like scenarios, so to speak.
Thank you.
Yes.
I didn't realize that you've worked at Red Hat too. Glad to see you here. And Michael, we always like having Michael here, but we have to make sure that we get your PRs on. Okay. Volunteers for next week, or in a couple of weeks, not next week. Please don't show up next week. All right, volunteers for January 11th. Moderator. George, would you like to volunteer for moderator?
Sure. I don't have the code, but I can reach out to someone beforehand and
Yeah, we
get
can
access, I
get,
guess.
we can get you the code. Okay.
I can moderate.
Issue triage for PR review.
So be there for PR review.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and do those things I said with the subchat stuff.
Okay. We don't have anybody else that really can do issue triage on the call right now, so we'll do that async. Okay. With that, is there anything else somebody would like to talk about or bring up while we're here on the call? Or just happy holidays? And
Yeah,
enjoy the
everyone have
next
a good holiday.
Happy
Same
holiday.
here.
Happy holiday indeed. All right. Enjoy.
Bye.
See you all in a few weeks.
Bye.
All right. Bye.